Guess what? We actually have some good news that is starting to trickle in, and even some consumers are seeing it, and it's so exciting. And so here we have, yeah, we know that we've got, okay, we still have our lock-in effect lingering. We have lots and lots of new builds that are making resale homes a whole lot, just having a lot more competition, but housing demand is firming up. Housing affordability might be getting better. Home sales are climbing. Home buyers are entering as the rates are stable. I'm like, these are amazing headlines. Now, does it mean we're expecting like a crazy, chaotic, insane Q4? No. It's just better. This is our new home supply, kind of the month of supply. We were talking about months of supply. It really looks at what both supply and demand are when you're, kind of looking at based on how much is there. Basically, months of supply is how many months would it be if no new listings came to market. We're actually quite high on the new build side. We have 7.8 months of supply, and pretty much when builders hit 6 months, that's as high as they want to be. And so they've been increasing. And again, that's going to only have them offering more incentives, more discounts, more programs. But what we were talking about even earlier on this deck of finding out if your listings are near new builds, finding out what they're offering and then translate that into say, okay, this is what it means for your monthly payment. That kind of thing of letting them know and then competing with the builders the way that they're competing with you right now. Because they are selling quite a bit of their properties, and it is, they have a bigger market share. New homes have a bigger market share than they have had basically in any time in the last 25 years. So it's something that if you have a listing near a new build, compete with it, do what they're doing, offer it, talk about those monthly payments.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Sarah.
And this is a price appreciation chart that's taking the Case-Shiller, NARs, medians, and the Fannie Mae home price index. And it's taking all their numbers and kind of showing the consistencies and inconsistencies between these different, kind of reports. Now they are all older, so we wouldn't use that necessarily to say this is how we're appreciating right now. But what you do see, and this is our year-over-year rate of appreciation, and you can see like how this has started to curve down. So we are still having positive numbers, but that rate of appreciation has slowed significantly. And the benefit for this, because it's been more gradual, but the rate of growth slowing is very good to get our buyers coming back to us. That's why when they talked about affordability, it's really just it's about flattening that change. So it's the rate of change that is what freaks people out. It's not so much that, actual price. It's when you have home prices going like this and then rates go up and everybody freaks out. And then the price, year over year increase kind of tanks. That was, 22. Then in 23, we kind of been coming up, but 24 is really flattened out. And you really see that here. And this is why we've had buyers coming back in.
Yeah, for sure. Homes are still appreciating, though. It's just that
this is still positive. This is still positive growth.
Yeah, the rate of appreciation has slowed, but I personally think that we'll see more buyers flood into the market next year when rates do come down. They will, then we sellers, and I think this will turn around, but we'll wait and see.
I do.
Yeah.
This is where we are currently. This is just where our stage is. And in order, and I do agree that we will have it, because when it's always, what is that point when consumers are like, okay, that's my number, that's my price point, that's when I'm ready to go. And then they go. So we know it's just shy of 16% of all loans are over 6%. And that number has been increasing. You can see how this number in red has gotten bigger. You know what's interesting though? The amount between 5 and 6 and the amount between 4 and 5, these are the ones that are having the bigger drops. So you can see these are the owners that are the ones willing to give up their interest rates. Because if you look at these guys here at like sub 3, they're not really, it's hardly moved. This has come down a whole lot more. So as we have just kind of go in sections for those rates as they're coming down, it's just going to simply loosen up more potential opportunities for sellers and then for buyers.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It makes so much sense. 56% of loans are under 4%. and they're just holding steady. They're just not giving them up.
They're
They're just,
not giving them up.
yeah.
And you see that trajectory, it just really, and that slope gets, less and less steep.
It's just such cheap money. It's such a good, it just makes the home you own, when you have such a great rate, it makes the home you own such a good deal because it's going up in value at right now 4.5, 5.5%. And you got a loan there at 3, give or take 3.5. I mean, how does it get better than that, right? That makes it a great investment.
Truly, because I can tell you I not stuck. I'm happy with my rate at 2.65, but like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, and you're making money on somebody else's money. I mean, that's the bottom line. You got to loan it
Put it in
whatever.
a CD for hire.
Yeah, you're making money on somebody else's money. You understand whatever you put down on your home, your down payment, you're making money on that. But the
For sure.
more important thing is you're making money on the bank's money. Bank loans you money at 3.5. Your home's going up in value at 5, probably more next year. You're making money on somebody else's money. That's always a good formula, right?
I mean, that's what the simple path to wealth.
Yeah, simple path to wealth. Use somebody else's money to make money for yourself. There you go. All day long.
Formula cracked. Oh, yep. And this is my last slide, and it's just looking at price reductions, and price reductions have started to fall. And again, that is another indication of its price reductions fall because the sellers don't need to do them because they're getting their contracts. So that's interesting. It's still like tiny fall. We hit, I think, 41%. We're down to about just over 39% for every listing on the market that's had at least, that's the percentage that have had at least one price reduction. And so as we see those start to come down, that's another indication for demand.